Hi guys, how are you? My name is Wanyiha, and I'm doing a series on the altars that we were fighting. I've been doing it for a while, so my hair is all over the place. Yeah, so welcome, and I hope that this blesses and also leads you towards a revelation of your family altars. Like I have intimated in the other videos, this is not just my family going through this. Sometimes, so perhaps your family, it's worse, or better. Perhaps you're the person now coming into marriage and getting all these challenges and thinking, this is not my person, right? And in the recent past, yeah, perhaps the last 10 to 20 years, so there's been these teachings on breaking altars, marrying your rib. That sometimes you marry and the person you're married to is not your rib. Yeah. So a lot of people will find that they want to, undo that, right? Sometimes people will undo that without knowledge, only to find that that could really be the person that God intended for you. Because after Adam and Eve, theologians say that God decided he will not choose people for us, right? And that is why you see, even when Jesus comes into the picture, he talks about you should not divorce your wife, but for reasons of adultery, okay? And so what happens, like if you go to a diviner to find, and a lot of people that you go to be prayed to are actually diviners. They can see into your life. Perhaps you tell them of the struggle, they're seeing all these things, they're seeing all these patterns, and they're telling you, leave that man alone, right? But because of the ways, of the many ways they may not be straight, when they tell you this, it's because they want to destroy something that could bring godly children. All right, just realize that people who see into you, tarot card readers, diviners, spiritualists, people who will do charts on you, they're just people, right? So what if they went into your spirit and saw your destiny as so great? What will stop them from stealing it from you? Right? Because these people are also blessed spiritually. You look at them, you listen to them, and you realize that there's so much they know. And because we don't want to pray for ourselves, we don't want that much work, we don't want all that fasting and praying, what do? We go to these people, we want our charts read, we want to understand, in the spiritual. And you will find that even them, they will tell you so many times, go and do this. Once you go to them, go and do this. I'm sorry about the angle. I have to charge my phone as I talk. So they will tell you, go and do this fast. And because you're getting direct instructions, what you should be getting from God, you're getting from a man, and they will hold you accountable. You'll find that you're fasting, you're doing all these things, and things are happening because you're following spiritual laws, all right? And that's the difference. But ultimately, who is the governor of all this, yeah? If it's not God, I'm telling you, these people will steal your destiny from you. So if you, as a woman, went to your friends with problem and they directed you somewhere, they told you, this person has prayed for me before, and now you start going, you will find that down the lane, things will not improve. You've left your husband and you're waiting for this big miracle. Nothing is happening, right? So you have to be very careful. And a lot of times, like women are told, the man you're with perhaps is not even your rib and all of that. You find that women panic a lot and start finding out what's happening, but you're not entering the right path. And why will you go to a wrong altar? Why will you go to the wrong path? Because you come from evil altars. Until God does the work of cleaning you guys up, it is very likely that where you're being led is also a wrong altar. So many times, I've told you that God will connect you with somebody that it can go a place where you can't go. And these are people like they are doing the right thing, they're praying for you, they are answering to God's call, they're serving him, okay? But it's very easy for them to also go to the other side because they want what? control, right? So you will find that these people also have a spirit of Jezebel, right? So they want to control you. They want you to be reporting to them. They can see your breakthrough. They will lead you into that breakthrough. And then what are you supposed to do? Whatever you get from that breakthrough, perhaps it's a job you're searching for, perhaps it's these visas, you're supposed to now come back and pay to this altar. Okay, so God will allow them to help you, but now cut you off, because he's helping this child who is fighting generational curses to access. Remember, God will allow this because your family was already compromised, right? So he knows who is working where. He will bring them into that place, into helping you, and they will think, yes, we are the righteous of God, and that is as far as you know, right? But now when God is taking you out, you're wondering, how could this relationship break? You know, it was going so well. You know, I tried as much as I could to pay as much as I can, but now things are going sour, and now I'm under a curse because I've broken up with this man of God or woman of God, yeah? So you guys be careful and be stayed in the place of prayer, because yes, God will connect you with some people, but let him do it, okay? Let him take you to the place where he knows that even if he disconnects you from this person, and this person remains bitter, you remain confused, he can just, you know, like correct them, and he'll be like, leave this child alone, okay? And they know Jehovah. They know he is, you know, a true God, yeah? He can just unleash havoc on you. So they know to be, you know, to leave you alone, yeah? If they don't leave you alone, a lot of bad things can happen, and they know that, yeah? Now a lot of things will happen, a lot of bad things will happen. If God does all this work of taking you from wherever you've been thrown, he connects you with these people. They're cursing you as you leave. They're cursing you. They're saying you won't come to any good thing, and then you come into the good thing and leave God and forget everything that he ever took you through, yeah? You see the journey of Israelites, that is how it used to be. Like, he would break them off. He would bring them into agreement with some people, you know, that would assist them on the way. These people are not serving God, yeah? But they would assist them as they journey across the wilderness to Canaan, yeah? And then these Israelites would be like, you know, they want a piece of that. They want to be like this. They want to rest, right? It is a journey and it is tiring. It is so many years. They want to rest. So they come in agreement with the wrong thing. That is not what I was about to do. So allow me now to come back and continue my story. And I guess I left off where we were denied the third visa, and I asked husband for money to open my shop, yeah? Now, I had seen a pattern where it's very likely I will fail, yeah? I could go to a job and never finish a year. I start business and something just crazy happens. I've been to school, didn't make it, yeah? I've tried to be a writer, that is a long forgotten dream. I've tried singing, nothing is happening. So a lot of failures, and it would seem normal in other circumstances, because you're supposed to try, build momentum, and then God unleashes you into your thing, yeah? And even the people who find success, they've tried many times before, right? But now I'm telling you the spiritual aspect, what happens in the background, okay? And so I've come to this place. It's like I've consecrated myself, yeah? I've prayed. I've done the right thing many times. I've fasted for my husband to come back. It doesn't seem like he's coming back. He has also prayed and told God, I leave this to you. Let your will be done, okay? So that's where we are at. We are still trying to be very decent people to each other, because we know from whence we have come, yeah? And so we are trying to do the right thing. He's made all this, you know, declaration that I will not abandon you, yeah? And me, I'm working towards a place of success, so that even when he thinks he should take care of me, I'm long gone and very successful woman, please, okay? So I'm coming into the agreement that when the right time comes, yes, he should be with the kids, so that I go venture into what my heart desires, yeah, and become a success, yeah? Because at this point, when he did the application for the visas, I had, you know, already started thinking perhaps we won't get, you know, I won't get to expand my business. And so now we are denied. Okay, so now my full focus comes back to baking. But I'm also still disappointed, because it's all this raising of hope and then it's being dashed, yeah? And so I asked for money and he gives me money. And so I launched my business, yeah? I opened the shop, and like I've been selling online for a very long time, yeah? And even that time that I'm selling, we are connecting with some people as friends, yeah? I'm chatting to some guys, yeah, because yeah, I want connection. I am lonely. A lot of people are lonely, you just don't know that, yeah. So when you're being told like do something like this and you're so scared of people who will come across this, people who will hear, people who will know, just know that a lot of people are challenged, yeah. So God wants somebody to break them out, but in the meantime you'll find all these people who are like, oh, what is that happened to you? So let me tell you something very funny. God has had to break me off so many people. I didn't know what was happening. I had refused to break off some people. Like God is telling me, block that one. And I'm like, no, you know. And so whenever these people are around me, there are some things I can't say, I can't share. Now, this is a wider platform. They will know. But God already communicated to me, like, step away, okay? So you don't have this direct criticism, like, what happened? You know, what did you do? How could you, right? Because also God knows that these people are in the very same place, right? So they're working out the same things, fighting the same way, but they don't know. And so when you rise like that, they will seek to bring you down with the same things, not knowing that yao iko kwa moto, yeah, like theirs is coming. Okay, so in this place I open the shop, right, and start running it. At first things are slow, but they seem now to, you know, be gaining speed, yeah. Before we get to that, I'm working in this place, and let me tell you, despite having some close friends, some friends who are further away, just having people in my life that I know, I'm very lonely, very confused, you know. I'm chatting with people, right? And also as I'm entering into this thing, yeah, I'm stepping away from this place we've been sharing with God, yeah, that we've been tight with God, but I'm also still, you know, like in such reverence of Him. And as I opened my shop, I remember just lying down on that floor because of all these losses that I had encountered, and I'm thinking I have to pray. So I bless my shop. I'm like, God, please, for one last time, please let me be a success, because everything else has failed and now we've given up. This is proof that we'll never even be together, nothing will happen, yeah, with us. So I better establish myself. And since this guy has given me money, despite us not even being together, I cannot fail him, yeah. So I'm starting now with a discipline. I'm recording everything, documenting everything, you know, and I start buying things for this shop, and I remain with 10K. I'm like, my God, I have to run to church and give this, not as first fruit, the last that is remaining, because I'm like, okay, now it's like I've kind of gotten a lot of things, or the things I need, let me give to God so that He may bless this business, yeah. But I should have given the first fruit, but I was like, will this even be enough? Okay, so I go and give this 10K, and I'm trembling. I've never had to give such an offering, yeah. But I'm like, hey, they will even know me, yeah. I've really tried, and this is a church where people give millions. So yeah, I'm really shaking. I'm like, what did I just do that? I can't even tell anybody who is surrounding me, because we don't do that here, yeah. We give God very small, tiny offerings, right? So I go and do that, and I'm starting this business on the positive note that God will make it work, yeah. And so we are going along, and I'm just having this small, you know, disagreements with people around there. Like, people are parking in front of my shops, people are gossiping, people are noticing this thing. And then just when they are noticing and all, and you know, like, I'm making friendship with some and all that, some are in my admiration, like I'm the new kid in the block, the business now takes off, yeah. And so we have all this activity going on, you know. I've hired these girls, and whenever my neighbors will get a chance, they will talk to my girls, and I'm like, one day I'll come out of this environment. I don't like it, yeah. Because remember, I'm trying to build an empire where I want to establish it so well, get these girls to a place where they're paid so well that they can now run this business, and I'll go do my thing, yeah. Because I have to be international, I have to be high level, so that as I'm coming now to, you know, I want my kids to recognize that both our parents did well, yeah, so that they have something to look to borrow from, right? So just some misunderstandings. And I had seen this before, right? I had seen people encroaching around the people who are around me, like, who is this? Yeah. Now, what I'm learning in this season is that as a chosen person, there's a light around you that attracts people. They will not even support you, but they will try to, throw stones at you. Yeah. And so you will find in so many places along the way, you will get discouraged. Yeah. There's nothing I've ever started that people didn't now come into it and are like, like, as people are talking, they talk until now they agree to boycott. Like, we don't like her attitude. And so fighting these battles for this long can even give you an attitude, yeah, where you're like, just, standoffish. You're like, no, you people don't come close to me, yeah? And so there's that, yeah? But also I'm trying to do the best that I can. There's just some wrangles arising, yeah? And so we just have like 1 year. So along the way, things seem like they have cooled down, yeah? And so I do not even know what is happening in the spiritual. In the meantime, now word is going around my relatives who never want to see anything stand. It's going around and it's like, yeah, she's opened a bakery and she's no longer working at home. No, she's expanding. Yes. Okay. So I don't know if now they go add blood to the altar or whatever it is, yeah? But now they send a person. Now, do you remember when I told you that there are tribes around us, yeah? Around us as a couple that come in seductively. So not as friends, yeah? They may stay around as friends, but it's like they are seductive, yeah? So these people, their women will like approach my husband seductively, yeah? And their men will approach me seductively, right? Right? And so when they come around me, it's like now they're awakening the possibility of I could actually date, right? And so like when these people are coming around me and some would be married, yeah, I would think, yeah, marriage is really so troublesome, yeah? And some are even threatening to leave their wives, telling me all these things that they're so unsatisfied. But there's something that God was doing, yeah? There's some particular people that God would not even let me entertain, yeah? And so even if we are talking, I would be like, you know what? You can do this with your wife. Like the things I would desire, I'm directing this man, go and try this, talk to your wife this way, and they would have all these complaints, oh, the way she's cooking, and I'm thinking, these men have such beautiful wife, they're not even made like me, so I don't know, and I don't understand. And I can tell that this is not love, even when they are confessing it, yeah? Now, it is, look, for these people, I will not tell you what tribes they are, but it is 2 different tribes, yeah? So, yeah, they come as seducers. And when these people come around me like men, yeah, I'm like noticing, it's like I give an ear, right? But just minding my business, but I'm like flattered sometimes, yeah? in my condition, I'm flattered that some people are looking at me. And there's one lady who was sharing her story at Lynn Googie's, and she was saying that the man who ended up getting her into so many spiritual problems was a person she would never consider, right? So around me are people I cannot consider. They're not my type. They're nothing to write home about, yeah? And it's not that they don't look good, even to other people. I'm like, the bar is set so high where my husband is concerned, and everything with my husband, apart from all this poverty, used to be really, really good, yeah? So, plus these people are married, yeah? Some are not married. I'm chatting to people who are not married, and they're telling me how beautiful I am. They're gassing me up, yeah? So I'm like, okay, I need this. Like, my soul needs this to survive, yeah? So I'm chatting with people, and this is something as a married woman you're not supposed to do, yeah? But a lot of married women are staying, but they're feeling like this was over a long time ago. They're thinking, my husband is cheating, my husband has no use for me anymore. Their people don't love me. I'm not connected to anyone. I'm lonely. I'm single in this marriage. So any attention is kind of welcome, yeah? At first, you're so hesitant, and then you're like, now you're enjoying this, yeah? So texting, all of this, yeah? And so for me, I would do this very cruel thing, yeah? When I find that somebody is interested in me, we are connecting, we are talking, I would tell my husband, somebody is trying to get to my good graces, just to check if he still cares. Do you know what the guy would do? He wouldn't show care. He would be like, hey, who is that? But I could tell he doesn't care, and I'd offer information. And the way, from what I can see, this guy doesn't care, and he's like, just be careful, okay? And I'm like, okay, I don't understand. I'm expecting these declarations, yeah? And so I start like now getting into the business world, the entrepreneurship world. I want to connect with people who are doing entrepreneurship in my area. I want to know big people, yeah? I want to connect with people and understand how business is done, yeah? And also, even to my friend, yeah, that the husband is into business, yeah, I would like talk to her about, remember, I want to really be big, yeah? Talk to her about, can I talk to your husband? How can I obtain a loan and all that, yeah? But it would seem like, I'm playing a bad game. Remember, I am alone, yeah? So when you're alone, of course, even the people who used to come around us when we were a couple, it would seem like some are encroaching, yeah? But I told you, there's particular people I would feel this is not right, yeah? Particular tribes, yeah? All others, they could try, and I knew apa kuda kitu, yeah? So there are very particular people that you should watch out for, yeah? All other people, you can even mess up with, yeah? But they are weapons. There are people who are actually weapons, set against you, right? Set for your downfall, okay? So be very, very careful. And God is going to reveal who these people are in your circumstances, yeah? They could be different tribes of people, to you, right? But to us, it was this particular 2 tribes, okay? And so, which means these 2 tribes, it's like they were set to bring us down, yeah? And so in the spiritual, like when people approach the couple, yeah? So like somebody is sent to like try the man, right? Yeah. So they're sent as a counterfeit, yeah? These terms I was hoping to use them later, but I'm lacking a word. They're sent to like, be attractive to the man. And if the man now seems like they are so, because people always assume men are weak in this, yeah? Like if they meet a good woman who seems available, they will, they will just get her, right? And so they will send a woman, and as they check in their mirrors, as they check in their altars, it seems this man is not falling. So what is the problem? They try for a long time, and they notice, there's a problem here. This man is not getting into this mess. What do? They try the woman, yeah? So they're checking who is the weak link, yeah? And me, I'm here, I'm chatting with these people, I'm connecting with these people. Some, like I said, are weapons, yeah? And so I find like this particular guy who is very devoted to me, very helpful, yeah? And I'm like, my God, I need this help. Yeah, I need people even to send around and all of that, yeah? But at the same time, I'm going to church, yeah? And in this church, I tell God, I will not come here again until you give me a car. So now I'm ready for a car. I don't know that in all this consecration, in all this prayer, listen, we've never had to pray about physical things, yeah? So I told you, like, when God now is coming into your circumstances and he's giving you a purpose, yeah? Something that you're working on, he will inject some things in you, yeah? So what he will do is raise the desire in you, okay? So God raises the desire in me to want a car, and it was so important that I get a car. Let me explain. Now, among all these people were people who would be helpful. They have cars, I'm using them, and they're using me. I could pay. Like, I never take things for free. I'm very scared of getting people's things for free, yeah? So I'm paying. We are working together with some of these people, yeah? And so, like some are now seeing an advantage they can take, yeah? A lot of times when men think they can take advantage of a woman who seems available, what will they do? They will try to seduce, right? And so at some point you will feel like, what am I even resisting for? What am I resisting for? So, I would say this was a blessing, yeah? The women who were around me would know some of these people I'm hanging around with, yeah, and they would send like warnings like this is not good, yeah. So like I had also seen like red flags, yeah, and I'm thinking, of course I'm not considering because these people are married, yeah, but whenever we are together they're telling me all these things about their marriages, and I'm like now likening it to my marriage. I'm realizing, yeah, you're going through the most, yeah, you know, even as women we are bad sometimes, yeah, and yeah, and actually, I remember one thing that I kept saying, me, I want to just be loved. I have suffered too long without love. I want to be loved, right? So it's like I'm communicating what I want, and these people are very able to now act like they're doing that, yeah. So they would get my time, okay? They would get my time, they would do some groping, and I'm like, dude, you know, so I have kids that might come across this, so that is as much as I will say, yeah. So you get groped and you're like, okay, this in other circumstances would have been crazy to me, yeah, but you're like, my heart is open to this, yeah, and I'm not even going to God anymore to ask, yeah, but my heart, I keep remembering there's something about this, yeah, there's something about these people I'm meeting. They never could be the people I would be attracted to, yeah. Another thing, yeah, I remember that lady saying that, and I remembered, for me, for somebody to access me, it used to take so much, even as a young girl, yeah, it used to take so much for me, and I could feel like, are my standards getting lower, you know, like, am I losing my standards, you know? There are people I could never even give the time of day. I was a proud girl, yeah? So I'm like, how am I even giving these people chances that somebody can even touch me? You know? So there are all these things in my mind, but I'm also thinking, dudes, you used to be always so proud, yeah? And maybe that's why you have lost so much. And that is why perhaps you didn't even marry, you know, a person who could love you as much, yeah? Because when there is no gift, to us women, we feel like there's no love. So this love has not been tested. This love has not gone through the fire, okay? So I don't recognize it as love, okay? Because I told you, when it comes to a thing that God is working on, God himself will take you through so much test, so that whoever remains standing now gets the approval, yeah, and you're ushered into a different now arena, okay? And so me, there's no sugarcoating it. I'm compromising, yeah. I'm in a compromise, yeah. And I'm liking this. I'm like, I'm thinking I'm so entrepreneurial. I will use these people and what they know, and they would connect with a lot of business, yeah. So I'm in it, yeah. I'm getting into it, and I would find myself now getting even in funny deals. Like, people would tell me, accompany me to do this deal and we'll make some money out of it. Am I asking God? No. I get into it, yeah. And in the meantime, I've got the confidence to deal in this entrepreneur world. I'm getting confidence as I'm getting like, I'm negotiating with companies about giving me a credit facility. So now I'm getting things in credit. I can experiment as much as I want, yeah. And for these companies that we are working for, I'm like, we will never lack ingredients, yeah. So I'm taking this and I don't have to dip into my pocket. And you know, like Naivas, when they were giving me a credit facility, they were telling me it's good that throughout the month you seem to have some coins in your account, yeah. That way, when you're taking a bank loan, you know, they will consider that, yeah, you do your business well. You're always keeping money, so that even when you want a loan, they know that you have money, okay? And so now I've told God that I'm not going to church until he gives me a car, but it's him. It's him who put the desire in me, and it is time, yeah. So now my friend now gets a car just before they move, yeah. And I like the car so much, but I'm like, I don't want to copy. I'm also thinking I'm not at the level to get like a saloon car. I will get smaller. I will get a Vitz, yeah. I've always wanted a Vitz. And now she tells me she got it from our neighbor, and I go to my neighbor and I'm talking to her, and she tells me, I've always told you can get a car from me, yeah. So it doesn't even take much, but you're kichwa ngumu, right? And so we are laughing about it, and she tells me, if you want to start the procedure, tell me what color of the car you want. And I tell her I want a black Nissan Tida. or gray, and she tells me those are not good colors for a beginner. Let me get you a white one. Yeah, it's easy to access, and it will come faster, but also it's good because when you scratch it won't need a lot of repairs. I just want a car. So I'm like, you go ahead. And she tells me, okay, so put a deposit down. So I'm like, how much? This woman thinks I'm rich. She's like, whatever you want, even if it's 1K, I just want a commitment so I can start a procedure. I'm like, okay, I'll do one better. I'll send you 10K. Yeah, so I send her 10K, and then I go to my bank and I'm beginning to negotiate, and so I'm coming into these things that have never happened. I've never gone this far into the business world, where actually now things are happening. I'm discovering this credit facility. I'm discovering that the banks can give you a loan if there's good activity. I'm like, nice. And I'm even introducing now my girls that work for me to the banks, and to these accounts where they can build themselves. So we are not yet where I'm paying them a lot of money, and of course they're discouraged about that. I didn't have a lot of money. I just had a flow. Yeah, so I'm setting business. It's the first year, okay? But let me tell you something about workers. They will show you fire. If they see that there's a lot of activity, they think that equals the money. Yeah, but I'm doing so much, and so I realized that they're so disgruntled. So I would have meetings with them and tell them, I'm working towards where even I have a salary. I don't have a salary. I just have an investor. And so for a long time, my husband would keep paying rent for that shop. And so I'm thinking, I have to build myself up to a place where I can give this money back, and also now build myself and build now with my girls. So I'm trying to keep them close so that they know I got you, If these people saw me with a nice shoe and they're like, "Hey, dudes, I want that shoe. Take, okay, bring the slippers in the shop. Take these shoes. I would be so generous. I would want to please them. I would want to assure them that we are building a thing here and we are going far, okay? But of course, so anyway, so we are doing this thing, and we have so many wedding cake orders towards the end of the year. I'm feeling good. Yeah, I've ordered the car. It's coming. Everything is set. Yeah, we are doing good. Yeah. And so, along the way, yeah, because I told you there was so many compromises, so many people I was hanging with, that God was not happy. Now, let me tell you, this is around before August, yeah. I know because my husband tells me he's coming home. He's coming in August, yeah. And so he comes, and my husband has the presents, yeah. So he comes, and all of these people who were around me scatter, yeah, like they're so scared, yeah. And I'm observing this and thinking, surely, yeah, I knew it. I was just hanging around losers, yeah. Now, there's a time also, like I had been in a similar situation where I'm talking to some guys. I just want to feel some love, yeah. And my husband would come. Yeah, this 2011, even though he wants to come home, his master's is done. Now, I want to tell you what now was happening with him, yeah. Now, in the previous videos, I have told you that in 2014, as God is, I'm getting closer to God, I would dream about this woman who is fighting me and this woman who is walking around with my husband, okay? So this was God giving me intel of something. And now both times in 2011 and in 2015, he's coming in, God has shown him that I am working so hard, yeah? But anyway, it wasn't like he wasn't being shown work. He was being shown that I'm carrying a basket of fruits on my head, on like a basket, yeah? And this fruit, there are these birds that come and just pick and take. And he knows these are not for the birds. I'm not carrying this for the birds, yeah? So it's like these people are coming around me to pick. So they're picking my profits, right? So it's like he was being shown that the people around me are not good, yeah? Before, in 2011, he was being shown that I'm being encroached. There's somebody encroaching with, a bad intention, right? They want to like corrupt me. They want to like, take his wife, because then I was his wife, right? And so even the things that are done in the secrets, you're talking to someone, you're feeling like there's an attraction and you're considering them in your mind. God will give you person intel, okay? And this person will feel it. He will feel it, because it's again a cord. You're tied by a cord, okay? At this point, we know nothing of that. So my husband comes in and he doesn't tell me. So he's just observing, and he gets into the swing of things. He's delivering for us sometimes, but now we have established, a system where we make cakes. They're delivered by some motorbikes, riders. That is the time now they were hitting. But some we have to deliver, yeah, because as I told you, I was working for Rupu. So this guy comes and sees I'm really beginning to establish, and we talk about it. So he's like, you really don't want to come to Canada? And I'm like, for what? I want to do this. I want to succeed, yeah? And he's like, we might get another chance to apply. What do you want? Do you think this would even help, like, to keep you guys in Kenya so that we don't spend too much while you are apart? Because ideally, you guys should come. The kids get a free education. You get to go to work or travel wherever you want. So that is the plan I have, right? So this seems like the master plan, yeah? But everything else that I'm doing is a by the way. And I'm like, look, if this succeeds, there's no need for me to come, okay? And so we discussed that, and we are so like tight, yeah. And I like the way he's coming and everyone else has scattered. I like the way that it's like we have now the presence that we have together, where we go somewhere and it's like we are so noticeable, so the people who are around me, and even when you get into the supermarket, they're like, noticing him, yeah, and just there's that respect, that reverence when we are together, yeah. And I realized this doesn't happen when I'm walking with this other, let me call them, for lack of a better word. What is that word I used? It has escaped me too. So yeah, this doesn't happen. So I'm studying all this, and I'm thinking, should I ever consider something? I want grandness, yeah. I want where we appear and we have this presence, yeah. So I know by myself, I don't have presence much, yeah. But I have always this marauding, these are God's children, but I'll say marauding dogs who are always sniffing around me, yeah. And so I could see that these people also are seeing something that they hope by joining with me they will profit, yeah. But now when he comes in, it's like all this now is stopped, yeah. So it's like he has come to stop all these things, and he got intel from where? His father, okay, his father in heaven. And so I'm awed, yeah, and I'm like, okay, so what is happening? And I'm like, okay, even I know that what I was doing, talking with these people, it's not good. I never felt good about this, yeah. And so, okay, he's come to put a stop into this. Very good, yeah. And I'm liking rolling with him. We are getting friendly again. We are talking, but nothing has changed, yeah. So we just love the comfort of being around each other. We are talking late into the night, discussing the future, discussing things. But I can tell this guy is not going to budge, yeah. And he's not like changing his story. So like I'm mad, yeah. And at this point, no, not that point. It would come, yeah. So I'm mad. I'm feeling like so disappointed about some things, but also now I've noticed the way this guy has come and scattered everyone else. There's no chance that I will, I will be around low-hanging fruit again, yeah. So now I elevate. Now I consider bigger, better, yeah. Like bank managers or something like that, yeah. So now, yeah, I know that I'm hanging around low-level people, and these are all God's people, but I'm just telling you like what I was observing, because now I was like sharper, yeah. And yeah, so I realized no, there's nothing that is worth it, yeah. So as my husband is going now, it's like I think started processing things about the vehicle after he's gone, yeah, because I remember now telling him, oh yeah, I've been working on this, and now they're sending me this car, yeah, it's coming from Japan. And it's like, that car is so you, yeah, but it's not like it's shocking him. I feel like, yes, this guy is kind of, still away, yeah. So all this is so confusing. But now they send my car, and I no longer like have to liaise with other people for transportation and all that. So a lot of some good people lost some good money. I used to pay a lot of money to cabs, yeah. But these people who would come in as my helpers, and I'm asking favors even though I'm paying, now God separates, yeah. And I'm like, okay, so so far I've seen amazing things. I have seen now, like, this man, I want this caliber, okay? So no dating down, no settling, okay? So I will be, now go to church, yeah, and my church had opulence. My church was just something else, yeah. It was like you could tell I can get kingdom wealth here, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I want this kind of thing. Now God was attracting me back to him, okay? So he's attracting me back to him. But now the car comes, I'm happy, I'm traveling. And actually I never used to have confidence when driving other people's cars, because I used to fear hitting, getting into an accident, and now I have to pay, yeah. But now, as this car comes, I even went to up country, yeah, which is like 200 more than 250 kilometers. So like I'm getting confident, I'm able to take my girlfriend out. My girlfriend is my mom-in-law, yeah. So along the way, I've come to so revere this woman, because now she's a matriarch, and now it's like I'm getting into understanding what she went through, all the sacrifices she went through, yeah. And so like I want to now keep getting closer to her, and now have a place where I'll be going up country, yeah. I want to now be like taking road trips, going to the country, and also my son goes to school in Nyeri, so it will be so easy to do that, yeah. So I'm doing all these things, and yeah, I want a different. Now, as I come even to the church, like the parking is full. I want this kind of life, but now I want it with God, yeah. I've realized that with men that I'm hanging around, it just comes with a lot of things, yeah. And I'm feeling like these people feel like they have legality to me. Like they can touch me, they can grab me. Okay, and so I start cutting these communications where I'm texting because I'm thinking I'm lonely and I'm entitled to this. I stop cutting all these chats with people, but like on a friendly way. I feel like now I'm more in charge, yeah. And I think that is what was happening. I was coming in charge, and I wanted now to, like, straighten things up so that my blessings will look now like blessings. They will look good. They will not be tainted. But we are coming to the end of the year, and this guy now that I've talked about a lot in this channel comes in and asks me for a job. As a principal, I had decided I'll only be employing girls, but some of my girls are leaving. It's hardly a year. I've done all these things with them, helped them to open accounts. I'm trying to even up their salaries as much as I can, but now they've discussed and decided some of them have to leave and look for better. There's no shame, there's no shade, but some of them are leaving, and so I need this guy, and so he comes in, yeah. And I'll tell you more about what happens in 2016, because now at this point we're heading towards end of 2015. We close for holidays, and now we come back in 2016, and I'll see you on the next one. Okay, bye.